It's me, Persita, and this is Persita's Paradox. So today, we speak about what we talked about on Thursday. The question on Thursday was, do you go with the flow or do you create the flow? Or are you the flow? The same question kept coming back in my inbox, on the wall, everywhere. Do you have the ability to actually possess both? Meaning, do you go with the flow sometimes and then create the flow other times? I'm a strong believer in, of course, everything in life has a sense of balance. So I don't think we can argue that factor. But when you are a creative or a person who creates the flow, even when you feel as if you're going with the flow, you're actually flowing within your authenticness through a flow. So you still, to some degree, create some sense of flow or pace of the flow or piece of the flow. You're always in a constant state of creating. To go with the flow simply means that you've detached yourself from it and whatever is whatever. And, you're pretty much in this what it is phase of your life. And you say it a lot and you mean it a lot. And what I mean by that is it really is a self-contained, selfish position. Now, when I say that again, some people say well, that makes no sense because going with the flow has nothing to do with being selfish. Everything in life has to do with being self-aware, self-conscious, self. It's always going to start in self. Selfish simply means that you're not necessarily going with the flow for the benefit of others. It means that you've just attached yourself and you're moving through life or situations or relationships or whatever it is based on something that will be possessed within you or for you. When you create a flow, you're in a constant place of trying to bless people. You're continuously trying to make sure everything and everyone is receiving some sense of benefit from what you're doing. Does that make sense? So I don't believe you can do both. I believe you're one or the other. Same way I feel in life. Either you're hot or you're cold. There's not a lot of people who can really say that they're gray. You can function within gray and you can exist and tolerate, but that doesn't mean that that's actually who you are. It's based on the circumstance of expressing or not expressing, right? You're either saying something to someone about what's happening or you're completely walking away and saying to yourself, you know what, makes no sense. I don't want to talk about it. Or I've talked about it before, or I've expressed it before, and it doesn't make any sense. That type of a person is not what I'm saying when I'm talking about going with the flow. The type of person that goes with the flow is starting detached and ending detached. Meaning, if it is not something that directly affects them, their benefit, their opportunity, they're not really interested. I guess I would say it more being like an opportunist. And it's very hard, I think, to express it that way because most people have that carefree attitude, and the carefree means going with the flow. But that actually isn't what I'm discussing at all. Being carefree and just being in a space of kind of like whatever happens is not what we're really wholeheartedly discussing. We're getting to the root of that person and saying, what are they really saying about the situation? If you are around or involved in situations that cause you to feel like that, then you should ask yourself, what does that say about you? Because truthfully, you want to always be in a place of creating the flow and wanting better and moving forward and progressive, and always understanding that you're focused on you, but you're still finding a way to be beneficial to others. And that's a hard place to be. Because again, you use the word like selfish or self-contained or self-aware or any other self-statement that you want to make, and it comes off as if you don't care about others. And I am proposing that we use those words differently and we understand to redefine them differently in our lives. You have to be aware of other people. You are here to be a blessing to other people. And if you focus on that part of it, it's very complicated to go with the flow. Okay? Because you're going to always be in an awareness of trying to bring something to the table. And bringing something to the table requires you to be a creative and create the flow. So I'm not going to ramble on about it. You may agree, you may disagree. I'd love to hear your comments and your feedbacks in the comments. Make sure that you like, share, subscribe, hit the notification button so that you know when things are happening. And look, it's time for me to go. My phone is actually ringing in my home. Oh, it went away. So maybe it's not time for me to go. Anyway, make sure that you are in a position of always bringing something to the table. And bringing something to the table for me means that you do those things that I was just talking about. Liking, sharing, commenting, whatever it takes. Subscribing, pushing it around, translating, whatever it takes to bring people to this channel so that we can discuss things more. I appreciate all of the love that I've been getting, and I also appreciate the fact that it looks like you all are actually looking at the videos and looking at them thoroughly, and I utterly appreciate that more than I can say. So remember to do 3 things. Live life authentic. Thank you again so much for your time and participation with me. I couldn't be any of this without you. So thank you so much again. Have a blessed day.